In previous videos, I've discussed the Norse gods of the Aesir and Vanir clans. In this video, we'll focus on the Jötnar clan, the giants who represent the most primal forces of nature. While the Vanir embody the gods of humanity's interactions with nature, the Jötnar represent nature itself in all its untamed fury and mystery. Closely connected to elemental forces like the ocean depths, the earth, and the fury of flame, the Jötnar embody the profound wisdom that lies beyond the limits of human knowledge and comfort. Numerous writings on the Jötnar exist. Surviving texts and folklore often speak of various tribes, including Hill Jötnar, Ice Jötnar, Fire Jötnar, and many others. The Jötnar discussed here are the most well-known and documented in the sagas, though many more Jötnar likely remain unknown, unnamed, or yet to be encountered. Ymir holds a vital place in Norse mythology as the primordial progenitor, one of the first beings to emerge from the collision of fire and ice, existing at the dawn of all creation. Surrounded by an endless, frosty tundra, Ymir sustained himself on the milk and meat of Audumla, a cosmic cow who, in turn, survived by licking moss and lichen from the frozen landscape. From Ymir's own arms, legs, and torso, the first frost giants sprang forth. One day, while foraging for lichen in the primordial void of Ginnungagap, one of the 9 worlds, Audumla discovered a radiant being encased in ice named Buri. Her persistent licking gradually freed this being. Buri later united with an unknown frost giant, producing a son named Bor, who then wed the giantess Bestla. Together, they brought forth 3 sons, Odin, Vili, and Ve. In those early days, only Ymir could partake of Audumla's sustenance, and the cosmic order primarily served his needs. For 3 generations, the frost giants and Buri's descendants lived under Ymir's dominance. Observing the world and its unjust order, Odin, Vili, and Ve ultimately rose against Ymir, slaying him and unleashing a flood of blood that washed over existence. When the blood receded, the brothers, with the help of other gods, reshaped reality itself. Ymir's body provided the materials from which the gods crafted the cosmos. Odin and his brothers used Ymir's bones to form the mountains, his blood to create the oceans, his flesh to shape the land, and his skull to fashion the sky. Without Ymir's sacrifice, the 9 worlds, including Midgard, our physical realm, would never have existed. Surtr resides in Muspelheim, a realm of unending fire and intense heat, where he reigns over the fire giants. He is an enormous, wrathful figure embodying pure, unrelenting flame. Wielding a flaming sword, Surtr is destined to set the world tree ablaze at Ragnarok, engulfing all 9 worlds in flames. His actions against the Aesir at Ragnarok stem from deep-seated conflicts with the gods, fueled by ancient grievances. Events like Ymir's death and the trickery involved in building Asgard's wall stir Surtr and his followers to confront the Aesir. The narrative surrounding this trickery unfolds as follows. After the Aesir gods experienced attacks from the Jötnar, giants, they recognized the need for a strong wall to protect their realm, Asgard. A mysterious builder, believed to be a Jotun, offered to construct an impregnable wall around Asgard in exchange for the goddess Freya, the sun, and the moon. Although the gods were hesitant about this arrangement, they ultimately decided to accept the builder's offer, provided he could complete the wall within 1 season. Realizing the builder might succeed and that they could lose Freya and other treasures, Loki devised a plan. He transformed himself into a beautiful mare to distract the builder's horse, Svadilfari, which was assisting in transporting materials for the wall. As a result, the wall was not finished by the deadline. Surtr and the fire giants were enraged by this trickery, setting the stage for future confrontations between the Aesir and the Jötnar. In Norse lore, Surtr is a harbinger of destruction and crisis, and while he often appears as the ultimate adversary of the gods, his role is far more intricate. Surtr's purpose parallels that of Odin and his brothers, who once slew Ymir to forge the world, paving the way for Midgard's existence. Although Surtr will not preside over the new realm created from his destruction, he serves as an agent of change, much like Odin, Vili, and Ve once did. Surtr's fire has a natural counterpart, the Scandinavian pine forests, which rely on flames for renewal. Pine cones release seeds only when exposed to the intense heat of wildfire, and the ashes left behind fertilize the soil, clearing space for new growth. Similarly, Surtr's fiery destruction will open the path for the emergence of a new reality. Another significant Jotun is Jord, who embodies the very essence of Earth itself. As the closest figure in Norse mythology to an earth goddess, she represents the all-encompassing force that sustains life, the air we breathe, the fertile soil, the life-giving waters, and the raw power of the earth. While Vanir gods like Freyr symbolize humanity's relationship with nature, Jord is the foundation that makes such relationships possible. As a goddess, Jord imparts wisdom about humanity's limitations, our place within the natural order, and our dependence on forces indifferent to human will. Also known as Fjorgyn, Jord is famously the mother of Thor, making the thunder god part Jotun, a reminder that enmity between the Aesir and Jötnar is not absolute. Without this union, Thor's existence would be impossible. Aegir and Ran embody the ocean depths more intimately than the Vanir god, Jord. Aegir, the god of the sea's benevolent, hospitable aspects, is known for hosting grand feasts for the gods. Called the brewer, Aegir possesses the only kettle large enough to brew ale for all the gods. Ran, Aegir's wife, personifies the ocean's darker, more treacherous qualities. Together, they balance these dual aspects of the sea, blending its boundless generosity with merciless danger. As partners, they have 9 daughters, often associated with waves, who represent the various forms and moods of the ocean. Symbols associated with Aegir and Ran include deep-sea creatures like sharks, whales, and octopuses, ocean waves, and fishing nets, as Ran's net is said to capture those who drown, claiming them for her realm. Finally, Skadi embodies the frosty mountains and is among the most renowned of the Jötnar. She first appears in Norse lore following the death of her father, Thiazi, who was slain by the Aesir. Armed and armored, Skadi set out for Asgard to demand justice for her father's death. Impressed by her resolve and martial skill, the gods agreed to meet her demands. They offered her a husband as compensation and promised to make her laugh. However, she could choose her husband by seeing only his feet. Skadi selected the cleanest pair, which belonged to Jord, the sea god. Unfortunately, their marriage was troubled from the start. Skadi cherished her snowy mountains, while Jord loved the ocean. The cries of seagulls and crashing waves at his hall in Noten kept her awake, and they ultimately parted amicably, recognizing their irreconcilable differences. Her separation from Jord is often seen as an example of how people can amicably resolve deep differences in relationships and part on good terms. Skadi is associated with skis, snowshoes, hunting, and winter, hence, common symbols for her include snowflakes, icicles, mountains, skis, snowshoes, wolves, and hunting tools like knives, spears, and bows. In modern pagan practice, she is also revered as a goddess of sports, the outdoors, and the cold. Additionally, her role as one of Loki's punishers, due to his perceived breaches of hospitality, positions her as a goddess of both vengeance and justice. During a gathering of the gods, Loki insults various deities, including Skadi, suggesting that they are weak and foolish. Skadi, known for her martial prowess and stoic demeanor, feels personally attacked by Loki's words, which challenged the honor of the Aesir as a whole. Embodying the spirit of vengeance and justice, she responds fiercely by confronting Loki and refusing to back down. From that moment on, she symbolizes the complexity of justice, a force that is both protective and punishing.